Robert Weekly with the Patriot Grind. Thank y'all for watching my YouTube video, everything, and I'm just very excited getting this channel grinding. Definitely for the Patriots out there, and I definitely am definitely excited and definitely want to talk about a topic that I'm reading in my source newspaper. It's called the Epoch, what's that? Yeah, Epoch Times. Epoch Times. It's a great facts newspaper that's definitely giving you the great news. And I will leave the link. They got a special deal for $1. You can get 4 copies. It's like 4 copies every week in 1 month, and then you could definitely cancel. But I doubt you'll cancel because Epoch Times is awesome. And I want to definitely I'm freestyling here, okay? And we're going to definitely talk about um, what's going on. Thousands of Africans, Haitians are heading to the U.S. Okay, through Latin America. So this is talking about South America here, guys. They're going. You can definitely see this. I'm going to show you this right here because I've definitely been reading, and it's just crazy. You can see this right here. Where they're coming from. You know, and some are flying. Into Brazil, or Colombia, and they go and they land in these areas and they start, walking. These, Africans and Haitians are just coming from everywhere, mostly, and then also, I've been reading this Nepal, India. People are definitely, it's it is just mind blowing what's going on. So I'm going to read this a little bit right here. Um, we're talking about this is coming from the chief, Ortiz. He's the border patrol sector, and it says once people enter here, it doesn't take long for them to pick up the phone and call folks that they know, or either staged in Brazil, um, or some of those other countries, to say, hey, we just crossed through Del Rio sector. It was, a smooth process. So that's what they do. They call their families, and that's mostly how they're going to get their money. They're getting money from all sources. Okay, and that is a big issue. Okay, and once they easily reach Mexico, the international bridge is just downstream. Okay, but crossing illegally is more direct. Okay, circumvents authorities that might turn them away. Most Africans and Haitians head to the immigration center in was that Tapachula, Mexico. Anyway, they pay the tube rafter about 10, was that shekels? That's about $1.35, cents, and they unload their few backpacks, buckets jammed with clothing, food, baby supplies. The group is a mix of uh, as a Angolians and Congolese, 8 men, 4 women, and 6 children. Okay, they don't linger even through its glorious sunrise over the distant Guatemalan volcanoes. The group is directed toward common taxi vans in Hindegla City, Mexico, that will take them the 25 miles to the Tapachula Immigration Center. They're likely to spend a month or more trying to get a transit card issued by Mexico National Institute, okay, Migration. that allows legal passage through country. No one wants to be caught without legal documents and risk deportation at that stage because they are walking miles and miles, thousands of miles, you know. Okay, during the brisk walk to the taxi stand, I find someone who speaks a little English. Okay, he says he's from Angola and he has spent 2 months getting this far. Okay, he took a boat of 10 days from Angola to Colombia, then trekked another 10 days in the Colombian jungle. I mean, these guys are definitely committed. I mean, you're going through a jungle, and just expect it is hot. It's very, very hot right now, you know. Wow. From there, the well-worn route runs through Panama, Costa Rica, Honduras, Guatemala, and Mexico. He said he left Angola because his family wants to kill him. Okay, that's what he said. A woman in a group, also from Angola, has a 2-year-old child with her. She said they flew to Panama before heading north on the same path. The next morning, June 28th, was the same, only this time it was a group of 10 Haitians, 8 men, 1 woman, and 1 child. One man said he traveled via Chile, Peru, El Salvador, Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, Honduras, Guatemala. Others came through Brazil. I can't think about being tired. I don't even know where I am, the man said as he strode onward. Okay. And this is, talking about the path. Okay. What are, where they're coming from. Okay. So crossing into Texas, um, this is a journalist here talking about crossing into Texas, what's going on in a month or so. Once they have transit card and continue north, it's likely these migrants will end up being apprehended by the Border Patrol agents in Texas. Okay, in Texas. Del Rio sector, suddenly a favored crossing spot for Africans and Haitians. Okay, about 1,000 Africans have been apprehended by Del Rio Border Patrol in the past 2 to 3 months, according Sector Chief Brawl Ortiz. They herald from 11 African nations, but most are from the Congo and Angola. It's astronom. What does it say here? Hold on. Astronomical increase, considering that only 8 Angolians and 11 Congolese crossed the entire southern border throughout 12 years from 2007 through 2018, according to the Customs and Border Protection (CBP) apprehension data. Okay, it has really been a bit normally for us, Ortiz said. Okay, this is coming from Ortiz. He said they're crossing into both Del Rio, Eagle Pass, Texas. His facilities can hold 900 people at capacity, and the numbers tend to fluctuate between 900 and 1,000 on any given day. We're building additional temporary capacity in our Eagle Pass station right now. That's going to add space, a couple of hundred more, Ortiz said. On May 30th, Border Patrol agents in Del Rio apprehended a group of 116 Africans, okay, including national from Angola, Cameroon, and the Congo. So how do these people usually get there? From planes, maybe, or through boats? Somehow they're getting there, you know? They're coming from Cameroon, guys. I mean, somebody, you know, is paying. On June 1st, agent arrested a group of 37 from Republic of Congo and the Democratic Republic of Congo. And it's not just Africans and Haitians are also coming through the southern border and drove. Traditional Haitians first make it to Puerto Rico rather than take their overland route. In the past 12 years, more than 3,000 Haitians have been apprehended by the Border Patrol after entering Puerto Rico. The second busiest crossing point for Haitians has been the northern U.S. border. That's northern, okay? We're talking about by Canada. 604 arrests in 12 years. In the southern border is third with 473 arrests. But since June 11th, Border Patrol agents in Del Rio have apprehended more than 1,000 Haitians. Prior to that, only 17 had been apprehended since October 1st, 2018. Over the last 4 to 5 hours, we had upwards to 100 Haitians who just crossed in Del Rio. Ortiz said on July 2nd, they crossed just down the river from the port of entry. Del Rio and Eagle Pass sit about 55 miles, okay, drive apart. Both have small populations, with Del Rio 37,000 and Eagle Pass about 29,000, according to census numbers from 2017. I think there's something perhaps in go social media messaging that's happening south of here. There is stirring some of this traffic our way, Ortiz said. He said some of the groups initially tried to cross the border further south near Loretto. I know where Loretto's at. I used to drive and deliver automobile parts down there. Wow, that's crazy. But we are likely pushed up by the cartels, okay? And then, of course, once people enter here, it doesn't take long for them to pick up the phone and call folks they know. And, you know, that's what I was reading earlier. Okay, okay, what's driving the crisis? Okay, what's driving all this now? All these people coming up from the South America. What's driving it is, he said, loopholes in the U.S. laws or the driving force behind the influx. Okay, and with the was that reinterpretation of the Floors settlement agreement made by a California judge in 2015. Okay, has persisted the massive surge in family units crossing the border, mostly from Central America. The Floors agreement now states that any child, including those with parents, can't be held longer than 20 days. Previously, that law had only applied on company minors in both fiscal 2016 and 2017 year. The total number of families and units were apprehended by Border Patrol was about 77,000. Family unit numbers count the total number of individuals who arrived as a family, or at least one parent and one child. However, in fiscal 2018, the number jumped to 117,000. And in the first 8 months, the number in 2019 to fiscal 2019 year, the number of family units has shot to more than 332,000, according to the CBP. Most of our from Central America. We don't have the capacity to hold them. Okay? And so once they're re-encountered, we process them, we give them a notice to appear. They're on their way, Ortiz said. Okay? So I think there really is a driver or pull factor that is impacting their decision to cross now. A notice to appear is a document that indicates the beginning process of removal, usually includes a date to appear in immigration court. Mark Morgan, then acting director for Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, said on June 19th that almost 90% of illegal border crossers aren't turning up at their initial court hearing. Okay. And due to a shortage in a detention capacity, ICE has released more than 200,000 migrants into the U.S. interior since December 1st, Morgan said. That's crazy. Ortiz said some of the rhetoric by U.S. politicians, okay, is encouraging illegal immigration at the recent debate. That's the Democratic 2020 Democratic candidates for president promise free health care to illegal aliens in the United States. Many statutory states provide driver license, and that, I mean, that's crazy. You can go to California and get a driver license if you're illegal. Can you believe that? To help shield them from federal immigration authorities. You know, we've seen very little relief when it comes to the TV PRA and some of the other decisions that have over the last couple of years plagued us, Ortiz said. The TV PRA, Trafficking Victims Protection Authorization Act, currently only allows for the return of a minor if they aren't a victim of trafficking to their home country. If that country is Canada or Mexico, a country, minors from any other country can't be returned. All of these things, I think, are driving people from Central America and now from a slew of other countries. Ortiz said, in Del Rio, agents have apprehended illegal aliens from 45 different countries so far this fiscal year. 45 different countries. Wow. Man. So they have terror concerns, okay, Ortiz said. Most of the illegal immigrants that Border Patrol encounters have some type of paperwork by the time they reach the United States Border Patrol. Conducts background checks on every database they have access to, including the National Targeting Center, Interpol. Those are the ones that are typically turning themselves into Border Patrol agents out there as they cross the river. We're not especially talking about folks trying to, invade, apprehension, potentially make it through without us ever encountering them, he said. We've seen just recently a little bit of upstick in Indian nationals. It's not huge. It's not anything that I would compare to the Haitians of African nationals. But I will tell you that all those states concern me. You have 35,000 in the pipeline. Okay. The route northward, and we're going to talk about this. Okay. This is the map here. You can definitely see that, what I'm looking at. And this is what I'm about to read you right here. Okay. The route northward from Latin America funnels migrants from the Colombian jungle into Panama through the Darien Gap, where they picked up by police and taken to camps before being shuttled onward. Panama-based author, freelance journalist Chuck Holton said government sources on both sides of the gap estimate that 35,000 migrants are in the pipeline. According to a report by Todd Bensman, fellow for the Center of Immigration Studies, okay, Holton said every migrant he interviewed told him they flown into visa-free Ecuador. The majority appear to be from Cameroon and Ghana. The largest numbers of those migrants he has ever seen, who now appear outnumber traditional fare of Haitians and Cubans, Benson wrote. Nurse practitioner Diane Harrington just returned home to Mississippi from Panama. She is the director of the medical side of Panama Missions, a church-based group that provides medical humanitarian care to local villagers as well as migrants passing through. Harrington has traveled to Panama 20 years, and she spent most of her time helping migrants in camp in Yazador, which is where the police bring migrants who enter Panama after trekking through the Colombian jungle on their way to the United States. I was there in December, and there was maybe a little over 300 people there. She said this time in June, there were 1,300. It was just overwhelming. Costa Rica only allows several hundred migrants to enter each day, which means the number in Panama are backing up fast. They'd be coming for years, but it would be like 20 at a time, she said. Now you're seeing hundreds, and I understand thousands are making their way across Colombia. What I was told, it's a real issue, she said. The majority of Africans she spoke to flew into El Salvador, with some flying into Colombia. This is really crazy, guys. And they're also saying, why is this all happening? And some of it is the wall. They want to get here before that wall is built. That wall is telling them, hey, we need to get here. We need to get over that the U.S. border, and before that wall is being built, because that wall's definitely going to protect us. And when that happens, you're going to see a lot of people that can't come through here anymore. They got to come through here legally. They have security. I mean, you having bad people come in, also terrorists. So if we allow, and it's some good people coming, trying to have a better life, but you also have a lot of bad people too. Okay. A lot of bad people. So that's what I wanted to definitely talk about, today. And I hope you enjoyed me just reading it out to you, because I had to read this, because this is thousands of Africans and Haitians, headed to the U.S. through Latin America. They're flying in. Okay, they're flying in. And that is a big issue. Okay, you gotta, when you have, They save money. They're doing something. Families helping them fly in from Cameroon, these other places from Africa, all these, what I said, 35 something countries. 35. And, President Trump has definitely, he's trying to make this country safe, security wise. If we done this a long time ago, I don't know why we didn't ever build a good wall. President Trump is awesome. He's a businessman. He knows he wants things the right way, the best material for the wall. Okay, we can't just, this is my house. I can't just allow anybody because, they just want to come in. You have privacy. I can't allow thousands in my house. I can't allow really 10 or 5, maybe 1. I can, and that's doing a background check because you can't really trust. And what do they have? They might be sick. They might have some kind of virus, that we're not, used to. Okay. And that is the issue, and you also have trafficking. You have kids being trafficking by, it's not their parents. It's somebody that's trafficking these kids. And that's why the Border Patrol has to split them up. It's not about being hateful. They're protecting those kids until they can figure out, is that the real mom or not? Come on, they found somebody that is 12 years old that has been, sexually assaulted 12 times by 12 men, okay, by semen. They have tested this, and it's a shame. So before anybody says things that are racist or anything like that, that's ignorant liberals out there that are definitely, they're crazy, And what it says on the debate, on the Democratic debate, they say, I want to give free health care to all the illegals. So really? They're going to dump this country if they get a Democrat in there. But I doubt it. There's too many patriots out there that will put President Trump in there. After Trump, we need to have somebody in there like Trump, that's going to run this country the way it is. We don't need those Democrats in there. No, we don't want this to be a socialist country. Just come on, we can't do it. So I'm Robert Weekly with Patriot Grind. Go ahead and click that subscribe link below. Like this video, share it. Thank you. And I'll put the link down for Epoch Times. They're the best source where you can get really good news and trustworthy than these other fake news outlets out there. So Robert Weekly here with Patriot Grind. Thank you. And we'll talk to you later, guys. Y'all have a great evening. All right. Bye.